podcast. This is Bacon Triple X. This is an 18-year-old or over podcast, so if you are not of age, get the fuck out. We are doing episode 1. I've reached out a couple media platforms to see if anybody would be interested in Red Room Accessories doing a podcast. Man, you guys also came out in overwhelming force, so bear with me as this is the first podcast I'm ever doing. So, hesitations, weird sounds in the background. Trust me, I'll get better. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys a general description of what this podcast is going to be about. I'll make it short and sweet and to the point. And then the next episode, we'll just dive right into whatever topic you guys throw at me that you guys want to hear about. So, general what this podcast is going to be about. How to get into kink. I'm going to talk about my experiences, different ways that I have found people to explore getting into the lifestyle via porn stores, Kik, Munches, FetLife, Snapchat, conventions, Kink D, different dating sites that are more kink appropriate, and just general different ways to get into kink. And I want people to also share if I haven't hit on a way that they've got into the lifestyle. Throw it in there. Throw it in the comments. I'd love to hear how other people have gotten into the lifestyle and how maybe they can give some advice on the do's and don'ts that they've experienced, how to get into the lifestyle. Our major topic, exploring different kinks, fetishes, and all the terminology that goes with the lifestyle. The terminology is a big one for me. It's going to be a crazy learning experience because I am one that's not up to date on all the terminology that's out there that has to do with the lifestyle. I don't keep up with it. It's not on my list. I mean, some people get really offended unless you wear a name tag that says, "Hey, address me by this." I'm winging it on how I'm gonna say hi and what you go by. So it's gonna be a long one. But we're gonna talk about clubs and events, house parties, private events, dungeon parties, the do's and don'ts of all those, what to expect, what to not expect in all those parties, and kind of what you can take, what you can't take. There's a lot of new clubs popping up. There's a lot of crazy kink events out there. Some I've been to personally, some I haven't been to yet that are on our list to go to this year. Hopefully to vend at and have some fun. I want to do giveaways. When we do conventions, there's so much free shit at conventions. I mean, we were at AVN, and you would walk down the aisles, and from each side, people were just stuffing shit in your pockets. And it was funny because my security guy is all about free shit. And we flew out to Vegas. So we fly the cheapest way out to Vegas. So, our bag limit was 40. When we left Canton, Ohio, we were at 40, dead nuts 40 pounds on our check bag. I had some shirts and hoodies and stuff to give away to our cam girls that were out there, so I had some room to play with. He did not, and we had so much free shit. He had to leave a lot of stuff behind, and we were stuffing shit into our pockets. We came home with blankets and pillows, and just shoving shit everywhere to try to get everything that he had acquired back home. So I have boxes and boxes and boxes of free shit. There's lingerie, boxers, swimsuits, you name it, I have it in there. And I'm not a size small or extra small. wear lingerie or two-piece bikinis. So why not give it away to our listeners? And then we're going to talk about toy selection and techniques. Really going to pound Red Room Accessories on this one. As a co-owner of this, we get asked this question a lot in our booth on the type of floggers somebody would need, or how to use our floggers. So we're really going to hit on this. I'm going to try to make some videos on it as well. And it's pretty much going to be dead set on Red Room Accessories floggers, because that's what we make, and that's the techniques we use, and why our floggers are better than everybody else's on the market. Next, we're going to talk about sex menus and contracts. Two totally different things. Anybody can make a sex menu. There's a million different websites out there or apps out there that you can fill out a sex menu, your likes, your dislikes, curious about. A lot of people do it on FetLife. There's a lot of different little pop-up sex menus that you can download. They're pretty fun to see if you're submissive or a rope bunny or brat, primal, you name it, is on them. There's some really big ones out there that are 300, 400, 500 questions that really start breaking down what you're into on a scale of like 1 to 10, 1 being I'm not into it all, 10 is like I have to have that. Then we're talk about punishments. I am not a punishment guy. Any of the subs I've ever had, if you're getting punished, it's not going to be fun to your benefit. I can tell you that right now. You're getting punished for a reason, so it's not going to be fun. It's going to be fun for me, but sure as hell ain't going to be fun for you. Q&A. I love questions. We have so many people in this lifestyle that ask us questions all the time. I try to answer them best I can, or this lifestyle that in the area we're in is so broad. If I can't answer your question, I probably know somebody that's into that we can get your question answered. We're going to do some call-ins. I want to hear people's stories. I want to hear their questions when they call in. Maybe they have a comment on what we're talking about. Then probably one of my favorite things, is probably going to be on every podcast, hopefully, is the call-ins from Ron, my business partner in Florida. So instead of Ron XXX, he wants Ron with 3 N's, so it's now Ron. He's going to chime in on whatever we're talking about, and then probably give a crazy-ass story of something that goes along with what we're doing, and his experiences and everything, because that man could write a million books on the shit that he's done and experienced, and you kind of sit back and you're like, holy shit, this guy has done a lot of stuff, and it's usually hilarious. He's a very joking around guy, but his stories are legit. Pretty much in everything we're going to talk to about is consent, non-consent. We're really going to push that through. That's as you look back over the last year, it's been brought up a lot, and it should be brought up every time, whether it's your first time playing with somebody or you've played with that person a million times. Just consent on everything. Go over everything, especially new subs, new play partners. Even when we do demos at these conventions, I have a short little chat with them of like, hey, have you ever been flogged before? This is what's gonna happen. Is it okay if I lift your skirt? And then, if they've never been flogged, I'll constantly talk to them and make them very vocal with me. Harder, stop. We usually use like the red light system, and then really get into what happens in sub drop, because sometimes they can't be vocal, so there's things that you can drop. There's hand motions we really watch how their bodies react of when I flog them. As a pleasure dom, I'm always watching the body and how it reacts to every time I hit them with the flogger and where. So even if they can't talk, body language is a very good indication on if they're enjoying it. If it's too much, maybe they can't. Maybe they're so far into sub drop that they can't be vocal. So there's other ways that you can check out their body and their body language and say, hey, they've had enough. So there's just a kind of brief little summary of what we're going to get into. Like I said, if you want to hear a topic, just drop a comment. Like I said, there's a million kinks and fetishes and that I want to go over. I really want to broaden my horizon, broaden everybody's horizon. That's kind of the point of the podcast, is to grow the community. I'm not going to know everything. I learn new shit every day, especially with impact play. That's kind of my niche, and I still learn. I'm never going to be like I know everything about impact play, because that's never going to happen. Somebody's always inventing a new technique, new impact toy, new ways to hit certain parts of the body to get a certain reaction. So always learning. You can never know everything, especially on topics like that. And as far as co-host goes, I threw a post out there on Facebook, and it was like, I need a co-host for this podcast, because y'all just don't want to hear me talk all the time. And the overwhelming response of how many people were interested in being in the podcast, I called my business partner up and I was like, man, there's just so many good people that want to co-host, and I just don't know if I could pick one. And he had the amazing idea that why don't we just have multiple co-hosts just per topic. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pick a topic. I'm going to go through and see which person that would be interested in co-hosting that topic and what they can bring to the table, because there's just so many amazing people that reached out that are very knowledgeable on certain things like fire, rope, some amazing dom sub couples up there, some amazing kinks that are not well known that I kind of want to bring to light, and they kind of live that lifestyle, which is awesome. And so it'd be good just to keep changing it up, different co-hosts. Like I said, there's a couple adult stars that have reached out that want to tell their stories. A lot of them have worked with us on stage, and then I also want to give a platform out to where once we talk about different toys and stuff like that, we can get you aimed in the right direction to buy high quality toys that aren't from Amazon or the cheapo adult stores down the street. In this lifestyle, there's a major difference when you play with quality toys, whether it's floggers or paddles, different types of rope that guys are using out there that give different feelings, I guess, on what happens when you get tied up with different styles of rope. And the fire play guys and girls, what they're using, the different fuels they're using. There's just so much out there that I want to bring to light and keep growing this community, because when I go out and hang out with the people in the lifestyle, I learn so much, because I'll usually ask a whole bunch of questions, because they usually just blow my mind with the crazy shit they're doing, and vice versa with what we're usually doing on stage. So like I said, I just wanted to jump on here, give you guys kind of a quick little intro on the Red Room Accessories podcast. Make sure you guys jump over to our website, redroomaccessories.com or www.buildaflogger.com. Check it out. Of course, we'd love for you guys to build your own flogger so we can make that flogger custom for you guys. It's no fun when you show up to a dungeon party or a play party and everybody pulls out a black flogger. So we love it when people make their own floggers and make their entire sets match. So yeah, like I said, everything's gonna be sponsored by Red Room Accessories for now. Hopefully to get Motor Bunny on board. We love working with them, so definitely go check out their site, especially if you guys want to get into the new Forced Orgasm belts that we released for them. And there's a new release coming. We haven't got that set in stone of when it's going to be released, but I'm currently sewing it. As soon as I get off of this podcast, I got to start back to sewing it. So hopefully we can drop that release on this podcast soon. Y'all can check it out. But until then, like I said, drop comments on topics you want to hear about, or if you want to get on the podcast with me and discuss the kinks and fetishes that you're into and help grow the community and what you're into. And like I said, I'm probably going to learn something from it because I usually just stick to what I know. And yeah, so like I said, be nice. This is the first podcast I ever did. But until next time, stay kinky.